What's up, YouTube? This is me, Ancient. Sorry, I'm getting used. I'm still getting used to the new introduction. This is Christ-centered mental health. My name is David Sarche. I'm coming to you right now. I want to do a life update. I haven't made a video in a long time. I wanted to just make a video today because it's the end of the semester. The reason why I haven't made a video in a while is because I've had a full load with like the starting back up in school and starting this new semester. But it's the end of the semester. I'm taking my final on the 4th, so after the 4th I should be making more regular videos. I'm just doing a video today to test out my new camera, like, so I want to see how everything fits with my new camera. And um, yeah, so this is essentially a test, but it's gonna be my life update to let you guys know where I'm at. If you're new to my channel, I do videos on mental health awareness, and I do videos on religion and politics and stuff like that. And and you may have gathered this already if you've seen my other videos, but I suffer from schizoaffective disorder bipolar type, which really what that means is I have the normal mood swings that go up and down like regular bipolar, but in between the mood swings I have periods of psychosis where I can hallucinate or have delusions that aren't based in reality, and so my 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 hallucinations cause me to like do crazy things, and like I don't know, I just what was I saying, like I pretty much I like in between my periods of mood swings of being really happy to being really depressed to being angry to being happy to depressed, I have periods of psychosis. Like I've had in the past. I've had hallucinations of seeing cats that aren't really there. I'll have like in the past. I've heard roosters that aren't really there. I recently what I've experienced though is hearing voices telling me to hurt people. Like I hear voices telling me to punch someone in the face or drive the car that drive someone will give me a ride and we'll go over a bridge and I'll get a voice here telling me to drive the car off the bridge, or take a pencil and jab it in my eye. I get like voices telling me that. They're not exactly thoughts, like, because thoughts you can ignore. They're more like voices that get more intense the more I ignore them. And um, yeah, so my my thoughts or my voices that appear in my head, they tell me to do things to either hurt other people or hurt myself. And because of that, I told my doctor about that. He wants to try me on a new medication called Clasirol or Clozapine, which he told me is the best medication for people with schizophrenia. Like, hold on. Yeah, he told me it's the best medication for people with schizophrenia. And the reason why doctors are hesitant to prescribe that medication is because the person that takes it has to get their blood drawn every week. Like the pharmacist won't even fill the script unless you get your blood drawn for the week. Which that's gonna be like a struggle for me because I have to get my blood drawn every 3 months for my lithium that I take. So having to remember to get my blood drawn every week for Clasirol, that's gonna be hard for me to remember. But thankfully, I have my wife here; she can help me out to remember that I need to get my blood drawn for the week. And I'm very grateful for that because if it was up to me, I probably would. If I was alone, I probably would have told the doctor I don't want Clasirol because I don't want to take my I don't want to get my blood drawn every week. But because it's just difficult to like, because you have to get it first thing in the morning, and when I first wake up in the morning, I don't really want to do much of anything. I just want to lay in bed and just sleep longer. Like, so, like, thankfully, like, I have someone that can help me remember and keep me motivated to go out there and get my blood drawn every week. Which leads me to my next thing that I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about um, this coming July, um, in actually July 24th, to be exact, is gonna be my 1 year anniversary. Like, with being married to my wife. As like, I'm so excited about that. I would have never thought in a million years that I was gonna get married, or even have a 1 year anniversary. Like, I love her so much. I really do. Like, she's been literally the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, besides me coming to faith in Christ. And um, I I'm very thankful for her. She does, like, she understands my mental illness. She treats me the way that I want to be treated. I treat her the way she wants to be treated, and we just mesh really well together. Which leads me to something I want to talk about, like, about I was reading an article today in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, where this pastor was talking about when he gives premarital counseling, he always asks the couple if they have been in a fight before. And if they haven't been in a fight, he tells them to get out of his office and go have a really good fight. And I understand the sentiment behind that. He's saying that he's essentially saying you have to learn how to communicate with your spouse, even when you have disagreements, in order to make the marriage work. And I agree with that aspect. You do have to learn how to how to talk to your spouse. I do agree with that. However, I disagree. I don't think that you and your spouse has to have a serious argument, like, in order to have a good marriage. Like, me and my wife, we've been married for almost a year now. We've known each other for a little over a year, and we have yet to have a serious argument. And that's because we know how to communicate with each other. We communicate really well with each other. And we like, the only big argument we usually get into is the age of the earth controversy. And that's because she's a young earth creationist, and I'm an old earth creationist. And we kind of butt heads there, but even then, that's not like a serious argument. We still respect each other. We may get a little bit heated, but we still respect each other, and we still love each other, and we still understand where each other is coming from. Like, but yeah, I don't think a married couple has to have a serious. I don't think a married couple has to have a serious, ultimate or big time ultimate argument in order to determine whether or not they have a good marriage. I fundamentally disagree with that premise. Like, you don't have to have a knockout, blowout argument. And so, oh, well, see, we have a good argument. We have a good marriage now because we got into an argument. Like, I think what causes a marriage relationship to be a good marriage relationship is the fact that both parties know how to communicate with one another. That's what I think determines whether or not someone's in a good marriage or not. Is both parties know how to communicate. If you communicate well with your spouse, then you don't need to argue with your spouse. You don't need to have a knockout, blowout argument with your spouse if you know if you know how to argue, if you know how to talk to your spouse. If you don't know how to talk to your spouse, then you have some serious issues already to begin with. Like, if you don't know how to talk to your spouse, then you need to learn how to talk to your spouse. You need to go through marriage counseling. You need to go through couples counseling. But if you know how to talk to your spouse, you will find that you don't need to have. The better you talk, the better you can talk to your spouse, the less serious knockout blowout arguments there will be, because you'll have respect for one another, and you'll not want to have a knockout blowout argument with your spouse. That's how I see it. So I disagree with that pastor in that article for what he was saying. Like, I agree that couples need to communicate, but I disagree that couples need to have serious arguments in order to determine whether or not they have a good marriage. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm thinking about doing an ABW Q&A with couples, ABW couples Q&A video, like where you can ask both me and my wife questions about our relationship, and we'll answer your questions as long as they're appropriate. Keep in mind, me and her are both Christians, so we're not going to answer any inappropriate questions. But if you have some serious questions about ABW, about our relationship, you can ask us those questions and we'll answer them. But keep in mind, my wife is kind of camera shy, so she might not want to be on camera, so she'll probably answer the questions off camera, but you'll hear her voice. But you'll see me, like, yeah, like I'm thinking about doing that. Like, so if you have any questions for us, post your questions in the comment section below, and me and her will go through the questions and decide which ones we want to answer and which ones we don't want to answer. But I will say this: I don't know when I'm gonna do this video. So if I make a couple videos after this one, while I'm talking about other stuff besides that, don't get all mad and say, "Oh, David lied to me and said that he was gonna do this video, and then he decided, then he just never made the video." I will make the video. I just don't know when I'm gonna make it. I want to make the video good. I want to get together a lot of questions that'll make the video span longer than 10 minutes. I don't want to make a 5-minute video and call it good. I want to get a lot of questions together to make it span, like, or even if it's just like, not even, it doesn't have to be a lot of questions. It just has to be in, like, pretty deep questions that would require us to answer with more than just a yes or no question. Like, we have to, I would like us to give like thoughtful answers to your questions that spans the video longer than 10 minutes. I don't want it to be like a 5-minute long video. But yeah, so don't get mad if we don't make the video right away. Like, just keep in mind that we do intend to make that video. And um yeah, as far as the Clozaril and the clozapine, like I said, the doctor says the best medication for people with schizophrenia. Please keep me in prayer. If you're a Christian, keep me in prayer about this medication. I have a friend who told me that he knows people that's taken clozapine, and he told me that they've all said that clozapine like was life changing for them. So I hope that the same is true for me. I hope that when I start taking the clozapine, that that it'll get rid of my voices and my hallucinations. It'll make my moods more stable, and I would be better. Um, I'll be better. I'll be more stable minded. Like, and I hope it is life changing for me. I mean, I won't know. I start the medication this week. I have my psychiatrist appointment on Wednesday, so he's probably gonna prescribe it then. And then it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for medications to actually get settled in your system to have an effect. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll make another video talking about how the medication has been for me in my life. Um, yeah, so just please keep me in prayer that this medication will work and that will help me the way it needs to help me. Because I'm really nervous to try this new medication. Because I, I like the risperidone, I like the lithium and my other medications I'm on. But if this medication is going to be better for me than those medications, then I'm all for it. Like, I'm kind of nervous to try it, like, just because I don't want to go and get my blood drawn every week, but I will do it if it's gonna help me become a better person or become a more stable person. So please keep me in your prayers that this will help me, and like, yeah, like, just please help me out, or please pray for me that God will help me with this medication. Like, I hope this medication really is the best for schizophrenic people. Um, oh, another thing I want to talk about. if you're a Christian, please keep my mom in your prayers. Like, as you know, she had a stroke last year, and now she's in a nursing home. And I just went to visit her this last Friday, and she every time I visit her, she looks like she's even more. She's like getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. Like she's losing a lot of weight. I don't know if it's because she's not eating, or I don't know what exactly. She looks skinny, like unhealthy skinny. And the nurses, they don't seem too concerned about it. I'm just nervous that she might be wasting away. So please keep my mom in your prayers. And another thing, her weak arm. Her whole right side of her body is limp. Like she can't move her whole right side of her body, and her right arm, her hand is like twisted in a weird, in a weird position. And I'm worried about that too. I don't know what's going on. It's her weak arm. So I don't know what's going on with that. So please keep my mom in your prayers that God will take care of her. And that's all I have to say. Like, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to rate and subscribe. And ring that bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. Alright, thank you very much. Have a good day. God bless you. And deuces.